Hi, I'm Matt Ballantine. I'm the leader of a team of technical evangelists at Microsoft UK. It's a role I've only just taken on. Before that I was CIO for a marketing company called Imagination based in London, and have about 18 years now of working in IT departments in many organisations across the country. I've been here today speaking about where we see the cloud landscape at the moment, and particularly the impact that consumerisation is having on the expectation of people in organisations, and where IT people's heads are at in terms of their views of cloud computing. Security is an interesting challenge within the cloud world. It's something that a lot of organisations are throwing up as a barrier to adopting cloud services, but actually the evidence would show that many are adopting it anyway. So by way of example, about 40% of companies in the UK now use some sort of cloud-based email perimeter security, so Forefront or Pastini, those kind of services. So that means that all their email basically is going through a cloud service. They're happy with that. If it comes to putting CRM or ERP or their collaboration tools into the cloud, there seems to be more reticence. The reality though as well is that people are putting an awful lot of information and doing business in the cloud, and if it's not those services being provided by organisations who are saying you can't do this because it's insecure, they're going into much less secure environments, LinkedIn, Facebook, things that are completely uncontrolled. And so there's a strange balance going on there, that the more security is used as a barrier to adopting cloud services, the more likely it is, I think, that people within organisations will go and use the cloud anyway, but in a much less controlled manner. The way that cloud is impacting the business world is more than just in terms of the technology. It's changing the models by which providers need to operate, clients need to operate, contractual law around operates, and that means that it's much more than just an IT person making a decision to switch from one platform to another. It's about getting the hearts and minds of everybody within an organisation. So if you're buying email as a commodity, it's a commodity, so you're not going to get into long contractual negotiations about how that service is provided. The contract is the contract, and there isn't much room for negotiation, and that's something that organisations I think are really struggling with, because it's so far away and it's impacting on so many more parts of the organisation than just the IT decision makers. I think as well though that the financial models around cloud are also meaning that, for example, for Microsoft, our traditional models of delivering software have been around licenses, and whether that's a subscription license or whether that's a one-off in perpetuity license, we get the license money, and then whilst we really want to make sure that people are using the great products that we produce, actually it doesn't really matter to us whether those products are getting used or not, because we've got the money for the license. Within the cloud world, service providers who are providing service on a pay-as-you-use basis need to encourage people to use those services, because if you get somebody to sign up for it, you don't get any revenue until they've actually started using it. And again, it's having a massive impact in terms of thinking in the way that sales teams operate and the way in which account management operates. It's impacting at just about every level within the service provider side of the organisation, and is having similar really deep change impact across many areas of clients and customers' organisations. Keeping up to date with what's going on in cloud is a challenge, but there's a whole load of cloud services there to be able to help you do it. And actually this is the social networking side of the world. In the last couple of years I've really embraced Twitter as actually a way of finding out news about things, and it takes quite a while to get your head around how Twitter can best work for you. But I find now actually that most of my first information, breaking news about stuff around technology generally and around cloud in particular, is through the people I'm following on Twitter. I think services like LinkedIn and some of the LinkedIn groups, those kind of areas as well, there's a lot more resource available to us now to be able to keep up with things, and also to filter as well, even down to things like RSS feeds. So, embrace some of the technology to be able to find out about the technology.